Yo, guys, this is it's just a little thing there. So this is Hash and Kem Talks Football. Hey, listen, we have to get in it. You have to get it in while we can, innit? So, yeah, man. This week's football. So, what game week is this? So we talk. So, look, just a little heads up. We are big football. We're big on football.
Yeah.
We love our football. I'm a United fan. Hashi's Arsenal. We don't agree, but we understand football. That's one thing that comes across. So we're just going to talk football quickly. So this is what week is it? This is the 20. This is the Christmas period.
Yeah. So it's game week 18.
Game week 18 today. Yes. Basically yesterday, Man United lost to
West Ham. At the London Stadium. 2-0.
And you lot drew with
Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah.
Let's talk Man United first quickly. In fact, let's talk. I'll ask you, and you ask me about Man. I'll ask you about Arsenal. Talked about Arsenal, Liverpool. What did you think of the game?
I felt we were really good in the first 20 minutes because we were really, really playing forward-thinking football. There was barely any back passes in the first 20 minutes, and we were just so dynamic in regards to kind of the transitions and breaking the lines. And for me, I was thinking we're gonna pop these lot 3-4-0.
Really?
At the start, because we were just so great going forward, and then to score so early, score a really good goal. But
do you reckon because he scored so early, it kind of changed the game for you?
Yes, it did, because literally 5 minutes later, we're playing back passes.
Yeah,
we're being very
because you're now protecting the lead.
We're trying to protect the lead, and again, I'm just so surprised because you want your coach, as in Arteta, to be constantly telling these man, "Yo, continue going forward, continue what you've been doing," because it was so successful. Yeah. And then you have us playing very short passes in our defensive end, which makes no sense. You want to be able to drive the ball, then move the ball forward to break the lines. Yeah. And then even worse, you have the left back that we have.
Who's Zinchenko? Do you not rate him?
Bro. Defensively,
do you prefer Tierney to Zinchenko?
Tierney, Tomiyasu.
Swear down.
Honestly. And I'll tell you why. He is so bad defensively, and he's such a liability defensively. Think of the Wolves game a couple of weeks back. The reason why I conceded because of his mistake. We had that was one of the most incredible first halves we played in the last 3 years. For that to be then ruined by a defensive mistake, then everything becomes cagey in that last 20 minutes of that game. And in this game, you have one of the best attacking players in Mo Salah against this chump. And it makes no sense because he's so bad defensively, Kem, and he's always so high that Gabriel has to come across and leaves a huge hole. You know what I'm saying? And because he's so bad,
but he drifts in the middle as well.
He just in the middle so much because he's so bad. He then thinks to be a good defender he has to be touch tight, but then he leaves a huge gap. So then Gabriel has to then make a decision: do I get closer to close that gap, or do I wait? Or I'm wary of Curtis Jones, you know what I mean, or the likes of Harvey Elliott or whoever is on that.
Harvey Elliott's a baller though.
Baller. So again, Kem, I was afraid we were going to lose, and we should have lost that game. We should have lost that game. You saw towards the end of that game, what do you call it, Trent having that chance where he hits the crossbar. We should have lost that game 3-1.
Yeah.
We got so lucky, and it's only because of defensive issues and having Zinchenko playing. He's great going forward, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't particularly like him, but again, it just makes no sense to me, Kem. Yeah. And again. For me, it was so frustrating because that game could have been one way and then it could be other. Yeah,
I think obviously, as you said, I think you got to a point where you scored so early, you tried to protect the lead, which in turn changed your sort of way of thinking. You weren't playing progressive. You was playing, you was basically managing out a game where you didn't need to be managing a game. Yeah. Again, it was annoying watch. I assume for an Arsenal fan, but then for me, talking about Zinchenko. He's a brilliant player, but he's not a left back for me. He's a defensive midfielder.
He's a midfielder.
Yeah, because he's very good on the inside. He doesn't know how to play on the outside. He really doesn't.
The thing is, even as a midfielder, he would be an average midfielder. But again, for him,
I think because he's been in good teams, though. To be fair, yeah.